All right, everyone's focused on the speech, right? Joe Biden just gave a speech. Money for you. Sure, we'll just borrow money. Let's set aside that speech for our purposes here tonight on I'm Right. I want you to listen to something, and you're going to listen for two different things as you listen to this. This is a longer clip than we normally play you. It's Joe Biden being interviewed on a plane. And here are the two different things I want you to listen for. And it's way, way long. Just stay with me. These are the two things you're going to listen for. One, I want you to listen for the balancing act Democrats in this nation, the balancing act they try to walk, the tightrope they have to walk at all times. This is what I mean. Remember, the communist, he thrives. He thrives on two things. There are two things that fuel communism. Two things. Lies, and those tie directly into the second thing. Your apathy. You must remain apathetic and unaware. So if you're a communist like Joe Biden, AOC, I mean, take your pick. It's really the communists behind Joe Biden. But if you're one of these types, here's what I mean. When you give an interview, you're going to use language, you want to use language that is letting your rabid, communist, murderous base know that you are with them, that you are actually going to hurt the people they want to hurt. You have to let them know that. But you can't be too overt about it because you rely on the American communist media to run cover for you, and they will run cover for you as long as you're not too overt about it. So here's what communists do. What they do is they slowly but surely, over time, use language to other or create enemies of people they hate. We've talked about this before. We're going to talk about it again. What have they called you over and over and over again? 4, 5, 6 years. What language have they used to describe you? Extremist, extremist, threat to democracy. And what happens every time there's a horrible shooting? They call it a mass shooting and they blame you and guns. Whenever they use language like extremist, mass shooting, that's the same language they use to describe you. In this clip, you'll hear it when he's kind of talking about Hamas, but what he's doing is he's taking what people think about Hamas and he's making sure his domestic political enemies are lumped into the same thing. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to listen for, the language they use. There's a second thing I want you to listen for, though. I want you to listen to just how gone Joe Biden is. Hey, look, we've played a million clips about Joe Biden screwing things up, can't talk, sounds half asleep. Joe Biden is not going to be running to be the Democrat nominee in 2024. I know you've heard me say that a million times. I've been telling you that for a couple years. There's just no way they can prop this guy up again. This is a little long. Listen for the language. Look at his condition.
Virtually every mass shooting, every circumstance where a large number of people have been victimized and lost, I've spoken to. I learned a long time ago what you've all learned in your life. When someone's going through something that is beyond their comprehension, they've ever thought they'd have to go through. If they see someone who they think understands or maybe been through something not the same but similar, it gives them some sense of hope. And I always get criticized sometimes by my staff because when I go to these events, I stay for 3 to 4 hours and answer all their questions. But it matters. It matters a lot. And look, I'm talking, some of you have gone through a hell of a lot more than I've gone through, and a lot more than other people have gone through. And you understand. So it's just people are looking for just something to grab, something gives them some sense of hope. And that's, if I can do a little bit of that, then it's, it's worth doing. It's done for me. So.
Yeah. But you notice, talking about Hamas, terror, what's he reference? Mass shooting, of course. Oh, and I do need to point out on the whole Joe Biden's not going to make it thing, let's always remember that this person is going to be president if Joe Biden has to resign.
So let us today celebrate America's diversity and our collective commitment to inclusion and the importance of equity. Yes, I just did do DEI.